Hi, I'm Peggy Farren, and we are live with the Understand Photography Show, where we talk about nature and travel photography. Welcome to episode 20. Wow, 20 weeks we've been doing this. Kind of cool. So are you enjoying the show so far? We're trying hard to get good guests and have an educational and an inspirational component to each show. So if you are enjoying the show, I have a big favor to ask you. We are trying to get on New and Notable on iTunes for podcasts. So if you would go to iTunes, subscribe, do a search under the podcast for the Understand Photography Show, then subscribe, listen, rate, 5 stars please, and review us, hopefully a nice review. That would really help us. We only have a certain amount of weeks to get on New and Notable, and boy, that time is going fast. So we'd really appreciate it. The more listeners, the more viewers we have, the more that we can offer. It's a lot of work to put this show on, and so far we haven't made any money. We spent a lot of money, but haven't made any. So we're hoping to get more viewers, monetize it so that we can keep offering the show. One more commercial. We have my Mount Dora ladies trip. I still have 3 openings. It's only limited to 5. I just have 2 ladies going, but that's enough. We're going to go no matter what. It's February 8, 9, and 10. Mount Dora is in Central Florida, and it is the cutest town in Florida, I swear. It's all Victorian homes, so we do a lot of architectural stuff. It's a lot of education. We learn a lot about, and it's for beginners to intermediate photographers. We rent a boat. We go through the chain of lakes. It's really fun. February 8th through the 10th. Go on understandphotography.com to get more information. Click on the training tab, and then you'll see the trips, okay? My guest today for episode 20 is Joey Waves. Now, Joey is a professional photographer here in Southwest Florida who specializes in Southwest Florida landscapes. He recently published a pictorial coffee table book called Marco Island and the Everglades. And for those who can see, if you're not listening to this on the podcast, this is the amazing book. The pictures are just amazing, just full-page landscape pictures. Gorgeous. He's a really good photography. Joey and his partner Aaron own Island Graphics on Marco Island, so he's a graphic artist as well. So welcome, Joey.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on the show.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Now, I learned about you, I told you, from my friend Chris Hopkins. He's another swamp guy.
Yeah, yeah, you could say that.
And Chris took me out the first time I ever went out walking through the swamp in the waist
deep. Yeah, he likes
water.
that.
Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. Now I've been out 3 times only. I'd like to go more though, but you do that pretty regularly.
We go often. The water just started getting a little bit lower, so it's kind of easier right now.
It's so dry right now. Holy cow.
We just went out 2 weeks ago, and it was nice and low. Wasn't too high.
Now the landscapes, you do a lot of Everglades landscapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
How drastically does the landscape change from summer to winter here?
It's totally different.
It doesn't even look like the same place,
nope.
Right?
It's all wet, and then it's all dry.
Now I just ran through the script with you. Now I'm going to completely go off script.
That's fine.
So how do you know where to go? How do you determine what to do? I mean, the Everglades is huge.
Yeah, I know, and I'm running out of spots to go to.
But it's huge.
It's true, but I need to get on a kayak and explore different areas. But most of the places I get to are from a vehicle, or I walk a little bit. And I map stuff out on the maps. I'll look for cypress domes and little areas that might have cool swamps in them, like, like on the canals, the strands that run through Tamiami. There's a couple sloughs that are right off the highway. You could jump right in them and get cool swamp pictures. That's usually where I go.
Now, when you say you map it out, do you go like to Google Earth? Or Google Earth seems to be a popular way to figure out where to take pictures.
That's what I look for. I look for little tree formations and stuff like that, and then I try to find it and photograph it.
That's so cool. So how'd you get into photography first?
Well, in Fort Lauderdale, I started taking pictures of sunrises every day in the morning. I was inspired by a local guy, and I was always taking like low shots on the beach, getting the water crashing, and then it developed into wave photography. So I started taking pictures of a lot of waves and surfers and stuff like that. I got a water housing, and then I started going out all the time when there was waves, because it was very rare.
Well, yeah, now over on this side, we
And
don't
there's
get any
none
waves
here.
at all,
Yeah.
hardly. No, that's how you got your name too, right?
Yep.
That's a nickname, Joey Waves, and
Yeah.
it just stuck?
Yeah, it's stuck.
That's so cool. Did you buy the big expensive water or
I had a nice
housing?
housing on a Canon, yeah. Hold on, my phone's ringing. Sorry.
I have a free video on YouTube. It was produced by Aqua Media, and it's how to shoot underwater photography. And so we talk about different housing and things like
Yeah,
that. So
the housing was expensive. It was like $900.
and it's
It was very
specific
rugged.
to
It was
your
metal. Yeah, it was
camera,
big
but
and
then
clunky.
you upgrade the camera, and that's no good anymore.
Exactly.
To you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you do anything underwater anymore?
not anymore. I just use a GoPro if I do anything in the water.
Me too.
They still catch really good wave
I
pictures. They
know.
shoot 60 frames per second, so you get a good shot. When
They're
you
amazing.
hit it for 1 second, and it just bursts, and you get nice wave pictures like that.
That's so cool. Now, are you still doing wave pictures, or did you kind of did
No.
that run its course?
Not really, yeah. Sometimes if I'm aware of a swell here, I'll go check it out and maybe get in the water. But there hasn't really been that many opportunities.
Not over here. Not since
Yeah.
not since you moved to the west coast of Florida, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's a whole different world over here. Okay, so how'd you get into landscape photography? How'd that happen?
I don't remember. I think I started exploring on my own in the Everglades, and I started going off Loop Road.
And this
and
is
then
still when you lived in Miami?
No. This is right when we moved over here.
Okay.
I just started exploring because I lived so close to it, and I was like, I gotta go see this stuff.
Yeah.
I found out about Loop Road, and I started going around Loop Road a lot. I just drove out there and explored, and went off the trail sometimes, and got in the swamp a little bit, and then I heard about Clyde, and then I saw his work, and then I was totally inspired about the
And
Everglades.
he's talking about Clyde Butcher.
Yeah, I am.
So you just said you just started it?
I was
and then you
inspired
got
by him.
addicted.
Yeah, I loved his work, and that's really what got me going into the swamp more often, you know, to find the ghost orchids and all that stuff.
So do you have a favorite spot in the Everglades that you can share with us?
I don't know if I really have a favorite spot. Oh, well, Gator Hook is one of my favorite spots to photograph.
That's the first place I went on my swamp walk.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, with Chris.
That's funny.
And it was so dangerous. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
because of the
it's
limestone.
the limestone. Yeah, you could twist your ankle if you're not
We
watching
went
your work.
at the
walking.
slowest pace
Yeah,
because only the person in front can see.
can see, yeah.
And everybody else has
Because
a
it was
monkey.
muddy, yeah. But now it's pretty much dried up around this time of year.
Is it?
Should be a little bit of water left in the dome, but it should be.
I would love to
Easier.
go. This time of year is so hard to get out because I'm so busy. You know,
Me
we
too.
live in a seasonal area, as you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
As you know.
Super busy.
So, okay, so what do you like? Like right now, you're really into landscapes in the Everglades.
Mhm.
But not just the Everglades, because this is a lot of Marco Island things too, right?
Right.
So-
Beach stuff, and
Do you have a favorite kind of photography?
I like both. I just started getting into shooting people.
Oh, yeah?
I was totally against that a long time ago.
I was against it.
Yeah. I thought I was just going to do landscapes, but there's other things to make money with photography,
Now, what do you mean by shooting people? Like portraits?
Yeah.
Or like,
models, stuff.
okay. Well, you know, I come
You have
to...
a studio here, yeah.
Yeah.
I just made a studio in my garage actually this morning.
Did you really? Just today?
Well, it's just one of those little kit ones you get, you know, on Amazon. Not these kind of lights, but a little bit cheaper.
Well, you know, we have a lot of classes on that kind of thing, because that I am highly trained in portrait photography.
Cool.
I'm new at the landscape.
Oh,
and the,
really?
you know,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah, it's a different world. It's amazing to me when people say, "Oh, you know, like
totally
they just think
different world.
photography is photography," and yeah, the basics of exposure are the same and everything like that. But you know,
It's lighting.
I have to learn a lot about artificial lighting and things like that, where a landscape person might not know anything about that kind of thing.
Right.
So, yeah, but you'll learn. It's fun, too. So now what about the business side of your photography? Like, how do you make money as a photographer?
It's not my main income source, but
Your main is
graphics and printing, yeah.
Which is related.
I sell my art through my website at joeywaves.com. You can log on there and browse my gallery, and you can order on any material, pretty much canvas, metal, bed sheet, bedspread,
Now,
shower curtains.
Do you do the printing, too?
No, it's
you
fine
just-
art.
Oh, you go through Fine Art America?
But they
Is
give
that
you a
for-
widget to put on your website, so you can just order straight from the website.
Okay, that's a very popular website.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can get your book also on
Yeah,
your
you get
website,
my
right?
yeah, exactly.
But
yes.
it's a limited.
Yeah, there's only 500 left.
Ooh, okay.
Out of a what was it? How many did we do? Over 1,000. We printed over 1,000. Sold like over 500.
And where else is your book is available pretty much anywhere here in Southwest Florida, right?
Yeah, you can get it at
'Cause I've seen it.
Blue
I've
Mangrove
seen it.
Gallery, the Skunk Ape headquarters in the Everglades, the Marriott on Marco Island in the gift shop, and Sunshine Booksellers on Marco.
Okay.
It's pretty much everywhere on Marco.
And by the way, if you are not familiar with this area and come to visit, you must stop at the Skunk Ape headquarters. I finally did it about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. It was my first time there, and it was fun.
Yep.
You got to say you went to the Skunk Ape headquarters, right?
Yep.
And if you don't know what our skunk ape is, oh my goodness, he's our Bigfoot down here. Have you ever seen him?
I don't know. I might have.
Now, you've only been here 3 years, though, right?
Yep.
I mean, you're from Miami, though, right?
Yes.
All your life.
Yes. Well,
But
no, my younger life was Miami. I moved up to Broward area after Hurricane Andrew.
Oh, okay.
So it was like in my teenager years.
Oh, okay. But here in Southwest Florida, you've been here for 3
3 years.
And is that as long as you've been doing the Everglades stuff?
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Just started.
Very
pretty
impressive.
much. Yeah.
And you're one of the better-known Everglades photographers at this point, too.
It's good
in
to
just
know.
3 years.
I'm actually a volunteer for Big Cypress now also.
Now, tell me about that. I saw that in your bio on your website. Now, what does that mean? Because you said I'm one of the select photographers for Big Cypress.
They picked a couple Everglades guys that are local to do special jobs for them and projects.
Okay.
Like recently, I just made a video for them for Gabe. It was Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh, okay.
It's on their website or on their Facebook page, on Big Cypress's page.
Big
It's
Cypress.
a pretty cool video, yeah.
Big Cypress
On their Facebook page,
Okay, Big Cypress
National Preserve.
National Preserve. I know what it is, and I had a brain freeze.
Yeah, it was a fun project. It was all day. We took the kid in the swamp to educate him about the different things that happen there, different things that are growing. And he went on the helicopter, he put out a fire, and we took him on the airboat. It was a pretty cool day. It's all in the video.
That is cool. So they have you and a couple other photographers that they say, hey, I got a project.
Yep.
Will you come do it?
Yeah, and I also donated a lot of my images to their image bank, so they can use them on social media, or they can use them printing.
And that's actually a good marketing tip for people who are trying to get into photography to become better known, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is Larry Richardson one of the guys too?
I'm not sure. There's like
he's going to be
3
a
or
guest
4
on my
guys.
show.
He might be. I don't know.
We
There's like
talked
3 or 4.
about doing research, like working with research scientists.
Oh,
using
really?
photography. So that's going to be an interesting show. I don't know
That's
anything
cool.
about it. I haven't even done the research to ask him questions yet. But I think it's with Big Cypress. I'm not positive though. So no, okay. So landscape photography in the Everglades, in the swamp.
Yes.
What is your equipment? What kind of equipment do you use?
A Sony A6000.
Oh, okay.
Very small little compact camera.
That's what Chris
shoots
uses.
it, yeah. He's got 2 of them, I think. But yeah, it's a great camera to hike with because it's very lightweight. It's one of the best cameras I've used. You know.
Lenses?
I have a Zeiss 1670 and a 10-18 Sony for wide angle.
So you got a wide angle and a medium, no long lens.
No, I had a Sony RX 100 Mark V. It's recently came out. It's 25 millimeters 600.
Oh, wow.
It was an awesome little camera. It was better than buying a lens that cost $1,500 because it cost $1,500 for the whole camera. It shooted 4K, and it shooted slow-mo at 960 frames per second. It's a great camera, but I lost it.
You lost it?
I left it somewhere when I was shooting.
Oh my God! So it's out in the swamp somewhere.
Yeah.
Ooh, so man, how long ago was that?
A couple weeks ago.
Wow, let's go some swamp walking and get a free camera. Some lucky alligator out there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's talk about the alligators and snakes, and big cats.
Yeah.
What's the scariest?
Cottonmouths are pretty scary. But they don't jump at you or anything. Everybody's all scared about snakes in the Everglades. As long as you don't step on them, you should be all right, you know?
What do you think would be most likely to jump at you?
I don't know. Nothing, really.
Probably the cats.
Yeah, I think they'd run.
Have you ever
Everything usually runs away from
Have
me.
you seen everything?
Yeah, I've seen a bear. I've seen a panther at night on the side of the road, not out of the car walking. Saw a bear cross the road on Turner River. Countless alligators, countless copperheads, rattlesnakes, deer all the time. That's it. There's nothing really much else out there.
The last time I went out,
Oh, except for the birds. Yeah.
Oh, the birds here are so beautiful. We're so lucky.
Yeah, I never.
But you're not a bird
I'm not a
photographer.
birder. Yeah, no.
You get them maybe in a landscape,
Yeah.
but not the close up.
Right.
That's a whole different skill too.
Yeah.
So, when we went the last time I went out with Chris, we went. Oh gosh, we went to the place where the Fakahatchee Hilton is.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
don't
we
know
go
where
there
that
often.
is. I don't
It's
remember.
East Main Tram. It's called.
Anyway, the Fakahatchee Hilton is just a little like a log cabin.
Yeah.
But we had to walk around a huge alligator.
Mm-hmm.
We had to walk like maybe 3 feet away from his big mouth. It was, even they were scared. Even the experienced swampers
Yeah, they
were
get in the
scared.
way in the road
They
most
were
of the time.
It was scary. And then, of course, that was my first time seeing a cottonmouth, too.
Oh, yeah, on
and
the
that
side.
was just sitting on the, what do you call it, a berm? Is that what you call it? Like where it's swampy and you just have this place to walk to
Just
get
a
back there?
tram.
Tram? You
Yeah.
call it a tram?
It's an old logging tram.
Oh, okay.
Those are the old roads they used to log the swamp.
Now, have you learned a lot about the history of that
Mhm,
place, too?
yeah.
Just because you got interested and so you start learning, and now you're hanging around with all these swamp people,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it's very interesting and intriguing, all the things that went on and those giant trees that they took out of there.
That's a shame, too.
Yeah, there's one left in the Picayune with a big hole in it that you could sit in. The one I'm in the picture in.
Oh, I have to go. Is that on your website?
What, the location of it?
No, just you sitting in the tree.
It's on that little graphic I made for today.
Oh,
That
okay.
giant tree that I'm sitting in.
I have to go look at it more carefully.
It's in the
And
Picayune.
that's a cypress tree, right?
Yeah, it's a hollowed out one. They didn't take it because it was hollow or something.
Oh, wow.
But it's one of the one ancient trees that's left there.
Now, before we started talking, you talked a little bit about, well, you used to do more HDR, now you don't do it anymore. Do you have any like specific shooting techniques or specific like things that are kind of the Joey Waves style?
I
or?
shoot in brackets for HDR, but I don't use the other exposures sometimes. I just use the middle one and just enhance it in Lightroom.
So you'll shoot one overexposed,
one in the middle and one,
and then
yeah.
one underexposed.
Sometimes I'll pick another one, you know.
And you do that on most of your shots?
Yeah.
And then when you
Just
get
in case I
back-
want to do HDR,
Okay.
I have it, you know.
But you don't like, you said you,
Hmm.
I mean, you have to do HDR sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just to kind of bring this, if it's a bright sky and a dark.
Right.
So you can just kind of make it look natural, though.
Yeah.
Because
But
your
most
stuff
of the
looks
time-
very natural, most of it. It
most-
doesn't look like cartoony. Sometimes
Yeah, some people
HDR looks-
overdo it, yeah.
Yeah,
And gets all dotty and noisy. I can't stand that.
yeah.
I like it to be sharp.
There's a time and a place, I think. And some people do it well, that, you know, the
Yeah.
whole artistic look to it.
That guy Trey Ratcliffe or whatever,
Yeah.
I learned a
Oh,
lot from
yeah.
those videos too.
Yeah.
Chris actually gave me those also.
Yeah, yeah.
I learned a lot from Chris actually.
That Trey Ratcliffe actually started his own software, too.
Yeah, the HDR software.
Do you use that?
That's what I developed my HDR pictures with.
Oh.
MacFun.
See, he used to be a representative for Photomatics.
Oh, yeah,
software.
that was the older one, right?
That's, well, it's still around.
Right.
That's the one I use. But then he
He made his own, yeah.
made his own. But I haven't tried it.
It's
but
cool.
you have, and you like it?
Mhm. And they-
MacFun. It's called MacFun.
That's the branding of the company. They have a couple different apps out. I just got another one the
And
other
it's
day.
MACFUN?
Yeah.
Okay. That's I kind of knew, but I didn't. Like, I never really looked into it too much.
It's quick. It's a good program.
So what is your editing process like? You come back from the swamp.
Put
you
my
got
card
how many
in.
pictures?
Real
How long do you go out there?
quick, because I try to get out there and come back home so I
So
can
you
work.
try to get out like sunrise, mostly?
And then I come back home.
And living on Marco
I
Island.
actually live in Naples.
Oh, you live in Naples. I thought you lived in Marco. Your business
We
is
did.
in Marco.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. How far away from the? Are you in East Naples?
We are in East Naples.
So it's not too
By
far.
Rattlesnake and Collier.
So it's not far to get out there.
No, it takes like 30 minutes.
It's funny though, because Chris, lives out there.
Yeah,
and every
he's
time
right
I've been
down the
out there,
street.
we drive almost to Miami. It seems like.
Yeah, he lives pretty far.
Okay, so you go out for an hour, you said? In the
Yeah, an
morning?
hour, 2 hours.
You'll get up at like.
4
know-
o'clock,
Oh
something
my
like that.
God.
I get
So
up early.
So you're out there in the dark?
Yeah.
Are you by yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that's dangerous?
No.
No. I'd be scared. Okay, so you got home. How many pictures did you take in that hour?
Depends if I was doing long exposures or regular stuff. Probably, I don't know, 20, 30.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So what's your processing system?
Because I'm not really snapping wildlife. I'm looking for,
yeah,
landscapes.
You're looking for your specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is part of the adventure being out, okay, and you go here, and you're like, okay, now I'm going to move around.
Yeah, I always
like
move around.
Searching
I'm
for
always
the
moving
spot.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Especially
So-
for sunrise, and there's colors you want to, if you're not happy with that first composition, I move around and get another one. Or
Now, so do you use Lightroom or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's my go-to, Lightroom.
And then Photoshop as well, or
A little bit after.
mostly just Lightroom though?
Yeah, I love Lightroom. It's great.
I have a love-hate relationship going on with Lightroom.
Oh, really? Why's
Yeah,
that?
because the software is amazing. It does so many good things.
It does.
It saves so much time on my workflow,
Mm-hmm.
but it is hard to learn.
Not really. It's just a couple knobs on the right.
Well, the develop module is easy,
Yeah.
but where do the pictures go?
You export them.
They're always getting lost. Everybody says that. Of course, I'm running a training center, and there are 3 instructors here, and most of our private lessons are Lightroom. Where are my pictures?
Really?
Where did my pictures go? I can't
You
find
just,
my pictures.
they usually go to an I don't know. Mine usually go to an untitled folder on my desktop, and then I
But
move
don't you
them
have,
somewhere
like, hard
else.
drives?
Yeah. Then I move them to another drive. But recently, my Mac crashed, and I had a bunch of stuff in my desktop folder, and I lost them all. But luckily, I had the good ones that I was actually going to sell or used to sell were on my gallery, so I just re-downloaded them.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
We just did an art show at last weekend, and I've been to Cuba 3 times. So
Oh, wow, that's cool.
The theme of the show was Cuba. And I am so meticulous about backing up my customers' work because I'm a working photographer, right?
Right.
I'm working. I don't go out and shoot for fun as often as I'd like. I go out because somebody hires me to go photograph their portrait or wedding or event, right?
Right.
And I am so good at backing them up. But my own stuff, I had one of my trips, the middle trip to Cuba,
Lost it?
completely gone.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It was disappointing, so I know.
It's very disappointing.
Now, do you use filters, like ND filters and...
The good thing about Sony cameras is they have apps built into them.
Really? Tell me about
That's
that.
how
I don't know anything
shoot
about
long
that.
exposures with my apps. I don't need no 10 stop. I don't need any of that stuff.
You're kidding me. So how does that work? It's like...
You download it and you put it, when you go to shoot, you load the app in the back of the camera and you hit the button and it just...
Just like you'd put an app on your iPhone or something?
Yeah, pretty much. And they have
And you
star
can
trail
say-
apps. They have portrait apps. There's all these cool stuff and it does all the work for you.
You gotta be kidding me.
I swear. It's great. I've been showing it to my friends lately and they're stoked. My friend William Leonard, if he's watching, I introduced it to him. He's a Sony photographer. A lot of my buddies switched over to Sony, like all my landscape buddies. The apps are
because-
great. I don't know. It's just the mirrorless. We love it.
And it's lighter. That's
It's
a
lighter.
big
It's
thing.
tiny. The autofocus is crazy. It's the fastest autofocus.
Really?
Not the A6000, A65, the new one.
You don't have that one yet, though.
No, I need that
Okay.
one though.
You need it. Now, what about the A7? That one's just too heavy.
Yeah, it's a little bulky.
Because that's a
Then you might
full
as well just
frame.
go to, then you might as well just get a,
DSLR.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. So the apps, they have.
Sony apps.
What about?
They
like-
have a long exposure app. It's called Smooth Reflections.
And what does it do?
It takes like 30 pictures and blends them in and just smooths it out in camera. It's amazing.
I'm just trying to get my mind
It's
around
great
it.
because you don't have to
Is
get
it-
a
so
10
it's all-
stop for each different lens you have, you know?
So are you shooting in like an automatic mode though, or
No.
you're still shooting in manual? Because
No, it kind of takes over and does the freezing of the water on its own.
So what do you
And it
say?
shoots at f11
Do
usually.
you just say, "Hey, I want this to be super creamy, silky water," or
Yeah,
medium
there's
creamy,
medium,
silk-
soft,
okay.
and high, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it changes the game.
Yikes. Well, for those of you who are taking photography lessons from me, don't get a Sony because I want you to learn what you're doing. I'm like a fanatic about it. I can't stand letting the camera do things for me.
Yeah,
I like
I
need
think
to
it's
do
great.
it all myself. So I guess I could let go because it is cool, you know, on the phone how you can do all these cool things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess it's the same thing. What about a polarizer filter though?
You don't need it, I don't think.
Now, polarizing filter is going to give you a richer
Blue?
color
Yeah.
in general
I can
and
just
get
do that
rid
in
of
Lightroom.
glare.
You can do everything in Lightroom.
That's
There's
interesting.
a lot of stuff you don't really need anymore, I don't think. I don't know. You know more than me.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, I don't know that much about landscape photography. I'm learning. I am learning. You know, it's funny because I feel like I'm a newbie, even though I have a lot of experience in photography and a lot of good, solid photography education. And I feel like, and then I'll teach somebody a class, and they'll take my beginner class, and then they'll be out teaching the next week. And I'm thinking,
wow.
here I'm feeling like a beginner with 18 years experience, but I only have a few years experience in landscape photography, and not like you do. I don't go out that often. I do it just sporadically, and for me, it's less about the pictures and more about just getting out in nature, and it just feels so good to be out there, and it's exciting to be out there, and there's no phones ringing, and you know,
it's
just
nice.
feels so. It's like such a huge escape. I love it out there. Now, does Erin, your partner, does she go out with you?
Every now and then.
Does she like it too?
Not really.
She's not into the snakes and
No,
alligators?
she doesn't like that stuff. But she likes the sunrises. Sometimes she comes out with me.
Yeah.
I live right across the street from the Picayune Forest.
Oh, wow.
So if I see like some good color in the sky, I could jump in my Jeep and just go get a composition right down the street.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I think
it's very
that's-
convenient.
That's probably why our friend Chris lives out there. It's just so convenient to.
He lives a little bit farther,
Yeah,
but
he lives
the
pretty
Picayune Forest is literally like right down the street from me, maybe 2 miles. So I could just drive in on, you know where Sable Palm Road is? Just drive in that way, and there's a dirt road that takes you all the way into the big part of the Picayune.
Oh, I guess I did know that because that's where Jane's Scenic Loop.
It goes all the way through
ends,
to Jane's.
right?
Yeah, it goes all the way through. And right now it's all dried up, so you could drive all the way through to
I have
Fakahatchee.
never driven
It's a
on
fun
Jane's.
ride.
And I'm going to because I have a friend visiting next weekend, or next week, I should say. And I forget what day I'm going to take off, and I don't know if she'll go.
You should go the whole trip through Picayune.
And can I just take my minivan? I mean, do
don't
I need
think
a
so.
Jeep?
I think you need a
Jeep
truck
or
or
something?
Jeep. Yeah, I
Okay.
might start doing Jeep tours and do that ride all the way through in the dry season.
What are you doing next week?
It is a good ride, though. You always see at least some deer out there, and there's always alligators on Jane Scenic.
But even now, when it's dry, you still need a Jeep, you think?
Yeah.
Because that's my problem is I only have time in the summer, and there's no way I
There's
would
no
even
way.
attempt that ride
We
in my
did
little
it, though.
minivan, you know?
She went through it in the wet season. It was fun. It's like going through a lake. It's a fun drive.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy, though. You don't want to get stuck out there, but.
Oh, God. And there's no cell phone service half the places,
yeah,
right?
No.
So, all right. So, if say somebody's just learning landscape photography, what are like some good tips to give someone?
Get a wide-angle lens.
Okay.
Find some cool trees.
Tripod? What kind of tripod do you use?
I don't even know the name of it. It's just a regular tripod. It's all beat up.
Well, yeah, you're taking it out in the swamp
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, it's getting all messed up. I actually got it from Chris.
Chris is a handy guy to have
Yeah.
around.
I bought it off him when I first started. It's kind of funny. But I go through tripods all the time. They get dirty and mangled, and sand gets in them and stuff.
They get ruined. I know. For me, I don't use the tripod.
I use it as a
often.
hiking. Like I use it when I hike
for
too.
stick, like a
yeah,
stick too. But mine, I'm on the beach all the time, and
Sand.
the sand gets in them, and it just ruins them. And it's pretty much.
I need to make a
impossible.
sandproof tripod.
Yeah, we should invent that. Make $1 million.
There's got to be something. I have the one that to screw to get the legs out. I can't stand that. I need the quick
hate
release
that.
like those.
Yeah, that's like top thing for
hate
me
screwing
because the
them.
screw ones take too long.
Yeah.
Even the regular ones take too long for me. That's the other thing to invent. A tripod that you can just like one button, you know?
Yeah.
That doesn't cost $1 million. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Another thing. Chris just bought a $1,000 tripod, carbon fiber.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, if you're hiking out there, though,
Yeah,
that's a
good.
lighter tripod, right? You don't want to carry those heavy tripods. That's the last time I went with him. I didn't bring. We shared his tripod
Oh yeah.
because it was like I don't want to carry my tripod because the first time my back was hurting and because it was just too much stuff. Because I don't have a Sony A something. I have big DSLR
Big clunky
cameras,
camera. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So all right. So just a decent tripod, right? A wide-angle lens. What else?
A timer or a remote. Can't touch a camera.
Right.
I used to try to take HDR pictures touching the lens or touching the button and never get a clear shot.
Because you get
you're moving,
camera shake, right?
So
Let me
remote.
ask you this, though. Okay, say I've got my tripod in the water. Is it still going to be steady, or is the water going to make it?
No, as long as the bottom isn't moving. Like there's mud on the beach that happens, when you're trying to take a picture and the tripod's in the water and sand moves a little bit.
Yeah, but not out in the swamp.
Not really.
Okay.
'Cause it's not that heavy. It's a light little camera.
Okay,
so it doesn't push down in the mud,
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so tripod. Time
Remote.
of day is okay, remote, tripod, remote, wide-angle lens.
That's it.
else?
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's pretty much it. A backpack
Wow.
maybe with some hiking supplies.
Well, you know what? That is a good subject.
Yeah.
Because when I went out the first time, my friend Jackie is friends with Chris. That's how I met Chris. And she's like, bring long sleeve shirt. And it was September, so it was hot. It was swampy, water. So, okay, so bring long sleeve shirt, old beat up tennis shoes to walk in the swamp.
Yeah, you can't wear boots because they get too heavy.
Yeah, because
You'll be hiking 10 pounds of
you're
water.
walking
I have
up
swamp
to the
boots,
waist.
and they get filled up with water, and you weigh you down. You
So
can't.
it's better to have just old
Just
beat up
shoes.
tennis shoes,
Yeah.
right? But anyway, I get there and she was like, the only thing I did right was I had the nylon pants that dry quickly.
Oh yeah.
And I had the tennis shoes. But the shirt, I had just a white shirt, and she's like, that is not going to do it. It had little lacy things, and she's like, the mosquitoes are going to go right through those things. So Chris is
He's got
really
everything.
a handy
He's
guy.
got
He
everything.
gave me a shirt. I wear it every time I go out. I wear the same shirt that he gave me. It was a white long sleeve, I don't know, like Columbia or something. Not a button down, but a long sleeve shirt. He gave me a buff.
Yeah, he gave me a buff too. Hey.
I didn't even know what a buff was.
That's funny.
And then hat, and I said, oh, I got this all-natural bug spray. And he goes, oh, I don't think so. You're going to need DEET.
No, I use tea tree oil. Erin made me a mixture of tea tree oil and water, and it works.
Does it? Even in the summer?
Yeah.
Even in September?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, you would know. You're out there a lot.
I only sprayed it on me like a couple times. I didn't really get bit up. But tea tree oil is good.
Okay.
You can look it up. I'm serious.
I think that's what maybe might be in the natural stuff that I had. But I've been lucky because I've been out, the first time we kind of went out, we got a late start. And so it was kind of sunny, and it was hot. And I don't think maybe the mosquitoes don't like the sun or something. They do?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I run
lucky.
into them all the time.
It was in September, and it wasn't that bad. And then, I don't know, we haven't had a big problem with it when I've been out. Thank you, God, because I do not like mosquitoes. Who does, right? So, what else? What other advice?
I'm not sure.
If somebody's coming here to this area, now you might start giving tours. We give Everglades tours here at Understand Photography. Ours aren't tours, they're workshops. So you can hire us for a half a day or a full day, and we'll take you out and teach you, how to do some landscape photography as well as bird photography, whatever you're into. But say somebody says, oh, I'm an avid photographer. I just want to go out in the swamp. Is there any precautions they should take?
Just watch where you step. Bring a stick.
Bring a stick. That was another thing that I didn't realize how dangerous, because we were talking about Gator Hook.
Yeah.
With all that broken limestone. I mean, it was so dangerous to walk. And then the second time I went out, I don't know where this was, but it was so beautiful. I couldn't get over it. We went out, and there were, what do you call those little tiny things that float on the water, all the green?
Lilies?
No, they're really small, but they
know.
cover. I don't know. Anyway, it was beautiful wherever he took me. And that it was just like muddy, and then all of a sudden, whammo, you'd be down in a hole.
Yeah, I've fallen in a couple holes before.
And that was like every, you know, not a lot, but enough.
But yeah, you'll step and you'll fall, so that's you got to check with your stick.
You have to really be careful with that stick. That's and it's just he just brings a PVC pipe. So that was so cool. Anything else on that?
No.
Any advice on that?
Not really. That's it. I mean, just watch where you're walking and don't step on any snakes.
So what, have you ever seen snakes like
Yeah.
swimming in the water?
No, never swimming.
They're just
They're just always on the side. Yeah.
sunning.
In the wintertime, you see them come out when it gets cold on the cold days. That's when usually the snake hunters come out, because those big invasive snakes are out sunning themselves on the side of the canals, and that's how they catch them.
Good, because those, we don't want those snakes, right?
Yeah, they found one with 3 deer in it recently or something like that.
Oh my God. I just joined a Facebook group called Swamp
Hikers are in there? I'm a moderator in there.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
And they always have pictures of the guys with the big
The
boa
snakes,
constrictors or whatever. Is that what they are? Pythons.
Pythons,
Pythons, yeah. Oh my God. Everybody has something they like, and I guess that's what they like.
Yeah.
So now what's next? You said you're thinking about doing another book?
Not
maybe
sure.
not.
I want to probably get into the circuit maybe a little bit.
Now what does that mean?
I don't know, that little art circuit that goes around, you know.
Now, have you been watching my show?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because we have
You
a
were
lot
talking
of
about
advice
it last
about
time,
that. Yeah. We had, well, the guy who owned the art gallery that we had the Cuba show, he was here last time. And then Carolyn Edlin, if you hadn't seen that show, that's what she's an art business consultant.
Oh, really?
So.
Yeah, I just don't really have time to travel that much and sit around in a booth all day.
That's the thing. Well, we've got one opening left for our How to Sell Your Photography as Art class.
Oh, really?
February 25th. There's only one opening. It's not till February 25th, but it's going fast, that one, because that's I mean, you know, and I have a quick story about when in 2009, my main source of income was doing children's photography. And by 2009 and a half, I was broke. That's when Facebook took off, and it seemed like every young woman became, like, who had a baby
Was a photographer.
they would put a picture of their baby on Facebook. Everybody'd say, you should be a professional, and they'd slap up a website, but they wouldn't charge money.
Oh, they do it for free?
So I almost went broke. So I started like doing whatever kind of photography, because I don't have I have nobody but me. There's no inheritance, there's no rich husband, there's nothing. There's just me. So. And not only that, I have employees and other people who count on me. So I started doing event photography, and my first job, I didn't even want to do it because I thought, oh, it was low pay and whatever else. But it's turned out to be a good thing for me, event photography. But my first gig was at the Naples Art Association, and this is in 2009. And I worked, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 jobs that year, like gallery, you know, art openings and whatever, fundraisers, whatever they had. And boy, I'll tell you what, photography was really looked down at.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't considered art, except for a few select, you know, photographers could get into these shows and things. Well, now they've got all these photography shows because now people are recognizing photography as an art.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a big benefit, I think. The drawback is that there are millions and millions of photographers now, so you really have to.
You have to stand out.
You have to stand out as a photographer, but you also have to be good at marketing and business.
And graphics.
And graphics?
Yeah. So you can make your own ads.
Yeah.
Do your own marketing.
This is true. That's a good point.
'Cause I laid this whole book out and I designed it and I did all that stuff.
Beautiful. Now for your graphics business, now is that the kind of stuff you do for people? Okay.
Logos, brochures.
Well, you know,
anything.
that could be a business in yourself. You could cater to photographers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them
We're
need
thankful.
their signature logos. A lot of people need those too.
Oh yeah, do you do logos and all that kind of stuff? That's so cool. It's nice to have that talent. Did you go to school for that, or did you just kind of?
A little bit when I was younger. I did a little vocational school, and I took graphics in high school like 3 years in a row. learned
You
all
just had a
kinds of
knack
stuff.
for
And
it,
then, yeah,
too.
I was a graffiti artist
Were you
before I
really?
was, yeah. So that got me into graphics.
Like an illegal guy going
Yeah,
around there
yeah.
in Miami?
Yep.
On the tough streets of Miami?
No. We lived in Kendall. It wasn't that tough over there.
Oh my God, that's so cool. After the show, I have to show you my graffiti wall.
Oh, yeah.
There's a tattoo artist here in town named Matt Mulhern. He's amazing. He's a great tattoo artist. But he did it on, it's called Luan, which is like plywood. So he did 3 sheets of Luan that I could bolt together.
And you could paint on it?
And he painted a beautiful graffiti wall
Oh,
for me.
cool.
So it's one of my backgrounds for the studio.
Oh, that's cool.
You're going to like it.
Cool.
He did it. It was cool. I made a little video of him doing it. You know?
Oh, neat. Yeah, I used to do a lot of rooms in high school, and I painted my high school cafeteria and stuff like that, and the graphics wall.
That's so cool. What a
It
great.
was fun, but it was
Did
a
you
lot of
see we have a
inhalation.
little- Oh, yeah. Did you see we have graffiti in Naples now?
No, where?
Now, for the audience, Naples, Florida is
Not a graffiti
like the
place.
Stepford Wives kind of place. It is so perfect here. Everything is clean and perfect. But there's a building going up on 5th Avenue, and they actually did some very artistic graffiti on the, what do you call that? The boards that they put in front of buildings, like a construction
I don't know what
wall
they're
or
called,
something.
yeah.
It's just out of wood.
They did it at the Marriott, too. There's a nice mural there
Really?
in the back. Yeah, but it's not graffiti letters, but it's done with spray paint.
That's so
Really
cool.
cool mural. I don't know who the artist is. I forgot, but it's nice.
I'll have to go check that out. And you have to go, now you're down here, go check
Go
out
that
5th
way.
Avenue.
Yeah, sure.
I just couldn't believe it. It's like graffiti in Naples. No way. In fact, that's one of the benefits of renting. You know, I rent my studio out to other photographers, and
Oh, okay.
I had the only graffiti wall in Naples for all this time, man. I got competition now.
That's funny.
So what else? What else is coming up for you? So you're going to try to do the art circuit, maybe doing the
Maybe.
shows, but you're going to try to bring this more into a business.
Right. I might have a show soon at the Marco Island Yacht Club.
Okay.
We're trying to put that together. I already have a few pieces there right now, but we're trying to do like one big show there, right?
So now what you do is to try to sell your art. Okay, you have it on Fine Art
I boost
America.
it on Facebook, yeah.
You boost it on Facebook like crazy,
It sells a little bit here and there.
and you get it out in the community. So you've got a few pieces at the yacht club in Marco Island Yacht
Right.
Club that you just are on loan to them. Is that correct?
Yes.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anywhere else?
No.
But that's
I have a couple pieces in Fort Lauderdale, a couple restaurants, but nothing crazy.
restaurants are a good place too.
What was I gonna say?
But that has been a tried and true way to sell your art for many years. Get into high-profile
yeah.
businesses
And people see it.
where people will see it.
Yeah, because not everybody's on Facebook or not everybody's on the internet. Most of the people that buy the stuff aren't on Facebook either.
Well, the other thing is,
All you get on Facebook is
Seeing-
oohs and ahs. You don't get people emptying their wallets or taking out,
exactly,
ooh, that's nice. And you
Well,
just get compliments all day, but they're not buying anything.
and seeing the art makes a huge difference.
Right, yeah, and you see it in person, yeah.
And printing, this was, actually, it was my first real art show, but it was my second art show, the Cuba one last week. And printing the stuff is a good education in photography as well.
Yeah, I bet.
Because you don't see all these little things like, oh man, I didn't exactly focus where I thought I focused on that
Right.
picture or whatever. But what you printed on makes a difference. Like some
Metal,
of
I
them,
love the metal. Everybody loves metal.
I did some of them on the shiny metal, but there were 2 that I just
They're so
said,
fragile, though, the metal.
are they fragile?
I had a customer, a client had a picture in her office, and I think it fell, and the whole thing bent, and it's all ruined.
That's one of the things I like about it, though, how lightweight it is.
Yeah.
So it's easy to hang. That's why I like the canvas gallery wraps, too, because 2 of my pictures, they just screamed canvas. They needed canvas. They needed the more rugged kind of
Right.
whatever. But I still did the gallery wraps, so it still looked contemporary. But it was, I like all the different finishes.
Yeah, I need to get some more stuff printed soon, probably for that show at the yacht club.
So
I'll
so
have
that's
a-
going to be, but you don't know the date yet?
No, we're trying to put it together. I just haven't had time.
Now,
Okay.
have you joined the Art League in Marco Island and the Naples Art Association?
Not in any clubs, but I'm in a contest coming up at Rookery Bay Estuary
Is that the one Clyde Butcher?
No, he's not
Judges?
judging. I think it's all by Rookery Bay. I'm not sure who's judging it. He's another photographer, Everglades guy. I forgot his name though. He works at Flamingo Gardens, or he has his art up there.
Oh, John Brady.
Yeah, he's the judge.
Oh, he's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's an amazing artist.
Mm-hmm. That's, I think, February 2nd.
Okay.
That's like my first show, I think, or my first contest I'm entered.
So you've got your art hanging there.
I
Just
gotta
the one-
bring
is
it.
just
I got
one
2
or
pieces I'm bringing.
2 pieces,
Yeah.
okay. The Naples Art Association gets some high-profile art collectors.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend it. Yeah, get involved. Also, watch my show with Gareth Ratcliffe because
Okay.
he's done some different things for marketing. Because now, when I met Gareth, he was a wedding photographer like I was at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
I don't think I could
taken-
deal with weddings.
You got to have a little patience.
Yeah.
And
I don't have a lot of that.
And you have to be extremely good at managing people.
Mm-hmm.
That's
something I'm not really good at either.
that's a big skill.
That's what she does.
Big skill. So, all right. What was I going to ask you? Okay. So, what else? So, where can we find you? Where's your websites? Do you have more than one?
JoeyWaves.com.
JoeyWaves.com.
That's it.
And you have a big Facebook presence too, right?
Mhm.
You said you post a lot. and
Joey Waves Photography on Facebook.
Joey Waves Photography on Facebook.
It's Joey Waves, but it's JW.
Is it JW or is it Joey Waves?
It's Joey Waves Photography on
Oh, okay.
Facebook, yeah.
Okay. Now, do you use social media other than Facebook?
Instagram.
Do you
That's
now?
it.
Do you do it automatically, like Instagram? Like for me,
No,
if
I do it
post on
manually.
Instagram, it automatically goes to my Facebook.
No, I don't do that.
And
I
they
do it
say not to
manually.
do it, but I don't care because otherwise I'm never going to get around to doing. I have a big Facebook following, but I don't have a big Instagram following. I don't have a big Twitter following. So
I do Instagram when I'm on the toilet.
ah!
It's just honest. That's what everybody does. I thought that was normal. It's the best time to do it. You know, you're not doing anything else.
Now, do you load up your pictures on the computer, on the phone ahead of time to post?
No, you know what? When I post them from my computer on Facebook, and then I'll take them from my phone, save it from my phone to the Instagram from Facebook. Is that confusing?
Yeah. So you uploaded them already to Facebook.
Yeah, and then I'll just go to my phone and take it from Facebook from my phone, and then I'll load it into Instagram from my phone.
Okay. I know, I'm always amazed because I mean, I'll upload like a picture here and there, but people have like big portfolios right on their phone.
Yeah, I don't really have that. I have my Dropbox link, I think, on my phone, and I can look
That's
through my stuff.
probably what, yeah, maybe that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I keep saying, I need to do that, and it just seems like one more thing to do, so I don't get around
Yeah.
to it, you know? So, all right, so joeywaves.com and Joey Waves Photography on Facebook.
Yeah.
What about Instagram? Do you know your handle?
Joey_Waves.
Joey_Waves on Instagram.
Mhm.
So be sure to follow Joey on social media and go to his website. His work is amazing. If you want to order his book, it's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful, whoa, let me be careful with it though. I mean, it's just full page pictures of beautiful, beautiful images around Southwest Florida, Marco Island and the Everglades by Joey Waves. So if you're still learning photography, we do have a free webinar that we put out called How to Get a Solid Photography Education in Just 4 Weeks. It's a 45-minute webinar, and it's a good learning experience. It's going to teach you exactly what you need to learn as a photographer to get a solid foundation, because that's what you need. You need to understand what's going on, and then you'll have so much more freedom because you'll know, oh, I want this effect, you'll know what to do, you know? It is a little bit of an infomercial for our class called the 4 Weeks to Proficiency in Photography. We are in session right now. I mean, it's going on right now because it's a live class. The next live class starts March 21st, so check that out as well. The links to everything we talk about today and our show notes are going to be on our website, understandphotography.com. Okay, I have to do a little commercial for something that has pretty much nothing to do with me. That's not true because I'm one of the speakers. But here in Florida, we have a statewide group called the Florida Camera Club Council. Their website is f3c.org. So Florida Camera Club, right? Florida Camera Club Council. I knew there were 3 C's. Anyway, we call it the FCCC. The FCCC is having a conference March 10th through the 12th in Estero, Florida, or is it Fort Myers? I'm not sure. But anyway, it's Fort Myers. It's at FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast University. It's their spring break. So FCCC rented, you know, some nice auditoriums and rooms there while the kids are on spring break, March 10th through the 12th. It's only, I think, $149, or maybe it's a little bit more per person to go for the whole weekend, for Saturday and Sunday. The keynote speaker is Rick Salmon, who's a Canon Explorer of Light. He's an amazing photographer. You have to check him out. But there's all kinds of big-name speakers, including me, Peggy Farren. I'll be there. I'm speaking. I've got a couple different topics. One of them is a workshop. It's a little, you have to pay a little extra, but it's about using flash for portrait photography outside. And then I have I think I have 4 talks during the conference. So I'll be there along with Rick Salmon and a lot of other people. There's going to be a trade show, sensor cleaning, all kinds of stuff. It's right in Fort Myers, Florida, which to come to Fort Myers in March, it would be worth it. If you're listening in Pennsylvania or something like that, come on down. We're very friendly down here. Last time they put this conference on was 2 years ago, March, and it was amazing. It was up to par with the national conferences. It was very, very well done, so hope you'll attend. And of course, the head of the FCCC is Joe Fitzpatrick this year. He's the president of FCCC, so we ought to do whatever we can to make his presidency a success. All right, so next week on the Understand Photography Show, my guest will be Brian Call. Brian Call is also a nature photographer in this area, although he lives on the other side. I think he lives in Miami or in that area somewhere. So he's going to come over to be a guest on our show. He is amazing. Check out his website at briancallphotography.com, I think, but I'm not positive on that. Tune in here on the Facebook page if you want to watch us live at 4 o'clock Eastern Time next Friday. If you want to watch the recordings, we're on YouTube. It's called The Understand Photography Show, or listen as a podcast on iTunes, The Understand Photography Show. And remember my begging, please subscribe, listen, rate, 5 stars, and review us on iTunes. We really, really, really appreciate it. So our website is understandphotography.com. I'm Peggy Farren. Thanks for watching episode 20 of the Understand Photography Show. We will see you next week.